Hey there, welcome back to the Do It Right Tech channel. Did you know that there's a single application that can allow you change the look and functionality of your phone completely? Well, if you didn't know, I promised you in the previous video that I was going to be taking you through the Good Lock application, what it can do, and what changes you can make to your phone using that very application. So, if you're new to the channel, kindly hit the subscribe button, hit the post notification bell icon so you don't miss out on any video that I post. Without much ado, let's dive right in. All right, so as promised before, if my previous video, which you can find at the top right corner, had 100 likes, then I was going to do a whole series on the Good Lock application. So here you have it. Now we're pushing for 100 likes on this video. First and foremost, the application we're talking about is the Good Lock application. What does it do? What it does is allows you to unearth or discover more things that your phone can do functionality wise or look wise, and that's what we're going to be looking at today. To get the Good Lock application, there are two ways. First is by using the Play Store. So when you go into the Play Store, you just tap here on the search bar and select Good Lock. All right, when you select Good Lock, you should be able to find the Good Lock application over there. Tap on it and there you have it. You can download or install it from here, or else, second option, you can go to the Samsung Galaxy Store and search for the Good Lock application there. Tap on search and type Good Lock and you find it there. Install it and let's go. So once you have the Good Lock, you can go into the Good Lock application like that. Once you're in originally, you shouldn't have these applications here. They're going to be there waiting for you to install or update them if you've had them previously. Once you update them, here we have it. Now I'm going to be showing you things you can do with your Good Lock application. I'm sure you're not using those. For instance, usually when you pick an application from a location, you're only able to put it in specific places. For instance, you cannot just pick an application and drop anywhere. You cannot pick an application and make the size bigger, nothing like that. But with the Good Lock application called Home App, you are able to do more than that. Let me show you. So you can come into home screen and the Good Lock Home App. By toggling on the home screen, you are able to move this application anywhere, even into an empty space like this, allowing you to form very beautiful application patterns like arrangement on your home screen. It doesn't end there. And if you want to take it a notch further or higher, you can toggle on the DIY home screen. That takes it on steroids. This is what I mean. Now you can hold onto your home screen and select the DIY here. Once you've selected that, it's going to be gridding everything you see on your screen. And every single application is going to have marks around it that allows you to put them in particular positions like you want. For example, I can take this and a square is formed around it and put it exactly where I want to put it, like that or like that. You have these border lines that help you place the applications right. You can continue, move even folders where you want to put them. And the fun part is if you make a mistake, there's always a back button here that you can select to put things right back into position. So that is a way. Once you're done with this, you can always go back and then it's back on the home screen. You can change a lot of things. Also, if in your app drawer you don't like how many applications are showcased here, same thing can be done here. While you're in the home screen, you could always come here into app list column and then select how many you want there. 7, back out of here, go in there and you have 7. So you could always change a lot of things here. We're going to take it back to 5 and let's talk about folders. If on your screen, the folders don't have enough like you want to be able to see, look, here we have displayed 3x3 grids. You could always come inside here and change the 3x3 grids to 5x5 grids. And when you're here, you're going to get 5x5 grids. How about the giant folders? You could do same. Come here into the large folders and change the grid size for that one also, 4x4. Jump in and you have a 4x4 here. So this and many more in your home screen you can change using the Home App application. Usually swiping on the side and selecting the application, it goes into full screen mode, but you could actually change that. And how? Inside the same home application, you could always come to the edge panel and select pop-up or split view. If you select the pop-up, anytime you swipe here and you select any application, it's going to come in pop-up view. If you select the split, anytime you select, it's going to split the screen with whichever pre-existing application there existed opened, and many more. As mentioned in previous videos, if you want to change the theme of your phone, instead of coming here onto your screen and selecting theme, where you have to come into the Samsung Galaxy store and select a pre-existing theme, you could always build a theme for yourself. And how do you do it? You go into the Good Lock application and make use of the theme pack. In the theme pack, you get to select a wallpaper of your choosing, which then helps you to build up your complete one. So if you select theme, we could always come to create, and then I can use a current wallpaper, or I can use a wallpaper from my gallery, which in this example, I'm just going to be using this. Once I've selected this, I can then hit on next, and then the colors that exist inside the image that I selected are going to be all over. And then based on those colors and the one on my lock screen, I'm going to get several colors I can select and make the theme out of. It doesn't just affect the looks of these sites, but also that of the keyboard. You can alter each section of it and create a theme for yourself. All right, so there we have it for creating or changing the theme of your phone. Now, not only would you be able to do just the regular themes, the keyboard you can adjust completely, create a whole new keyboard for yourself based on colors that you select. You can do same with your quick toggle panel that is up there. You could change every single thing. Selecting each dotted ring here allows you to change particular colors across your quick panel toggles. Coming to icons too, you can do same. You can add effects to icons. First and foremost, you can select the shapes that you want. After selecting shapes, you can proceed to change the colors of the icons in general if you want, or go into effects and put glass effects on them, or use gradient effects where they shift between colors. Use several that you like. Emboss to give yourself a 3D look, and many more. Then also we could come to the volume panel and change things with how the volume panel looks like. Change the colors, everything, customize for yourself. All right, thank me later. Are you looking for a wallpaper that is moving constantly because you enjoy looking at stuff like that, even though it's going to affect your battery life? Come, because Wonderland has got it for you. In Wonderland, you get to select movable wallpapers. For example, any of these, you can select this, for example. You're in. When you turn the phone, it's going to be moving also. And then you have moving snowflakes coming down. There are several you can select from. You can select the cat one. And as you can see, there's love popping on the screen. You can twist and the cat is going to move with the twist. You can select this one, which has cards falling from the sky. As you twist, she moves also on the screen, and many more. But what if you want effects that have to do with your phone opening and closing, or your lock screen opening and closing? Yes, we can come here and select different styles. So for example, here we have the simple close on and off kind of effect. You could always come here where we have a circle come and then pop up this way. Can also be an effect that you use. If you want to edit the effect type, you could always select different ones. If it's blur, hexagonal, whichever one it is, you want it to slide in this way, you can select all that here. Once you're done, you can set that as wallpaper by just clicking on set as wallpaper. For example, here, if I select this, it's going to ask me if I want it for the lock screen and home screen, or just the lock screen. Whichever one I want, I select and it's going to be done. So let's do an example, a quick example. If I select this, I select the effect type that I want. The effect type I want is the blur. After selecting that, I'm going to close this, go to image. I don't want always on to be on, so I select just this, and then effect settings, how fast I want it. I can toggle that. If I want it high intensity or low intensity, that if I want it vertical or whatever, I get to control everything. Backup, finish this part and set as wallpaper. I'm going to be setting, once I click on that, boom, we are done. So if I go into my lock screen, we can see it pop up that way. We see that. We see that. We see the effect. All right. If I want just the moving one, we could always come here, select this, and in this example, we're going to select this, use it as the lock screen. And now when I'm out of it and I come into it, we have the cards also falling. So this is a way of changing your boring home screen to something more theatrical. Speaking of lock screens, let's go and talk about the LockStar. So LockStar is one of the applications that focuses mainly on your lock screen. It allows you to change wallpapers by selecting wallpapers like this and using the AI wallpapers that already exist inside Samsung. You can select the type and then you generate also for it. It's already embedded in your phone, but this allows you to make use of it. So you can generate different ones with different things. If you want to set it, you can always click on this and it can be set. If you want widgets on your lock screen, you could always do that. For example, I can select the LockStar. If I wanted to put a widget, I could always select widget here, select the application type, and then put the widgets that I want like that and put it where I need it to be, like here. If I want a favorite application, I can always select that, add my favorite applications there. If I want to change the animation that pertains to my fingerprint unlocking, I can always select one here. Also, if I want to put a certain application here, let's say battery saver, or I want to put the sound thing, I can put it there. If I want to change the lock icon that is on top here, I could always select that, select different styles, or even select images from my gallery to depict it being locked and unlocked. For example, I can use this for one of it and that for another, however I want it. And then once I'm done, you can change the time, the style, everything. You can change everything here. Once you're done, you can hit on done and it's going to change it in the lock screen. If we go into our lock screen now, we should see it different. We have this that we created there, and this, as you can see, it's even animated. All right, so that is for your lock screen. So your lock screen, LockStar has got your back. Now, the next one I want to look at is Sound Assist. You can come into Sound Assist and almost everything you can change here, which has to do with sound. So if we look at the first one here, we can customize our volume. As you can see here, you can customize this one. Here, you want to move it to the right or to the left, you can do that. You want to show the volume levels. If you don't want to show the volume levels, you can toggle it on and off here. So show volume levels. Dual apps, you can do dual app volume over there or no. If you want the volume toggler to be floating there, you could always toggle that on and then have it there. If you want the expanded one, if you want app volumes, you could turn app volumes on here so that anytime you have a particular application being used, it's going to show the volume of that application here. You can play with all those. Now, if that was not enough, also in here you can make your own panel. What I mean, you can select this and the effects that you see, the color of the effects, for example, you see how it's going there, you can make it that way. So you can toggle this on, select the style that you want, the colors that you want. You can do all that. The textures that you see, this is acrylic, that there is mesh. You can select different styles that you want. You can have it as a knob that you go around, or as the bar that it is. You can change the sizes of them or the shapes of them. You can change the shape and the colors. If it's a particular theme you want to use, you can select from here the theme you want or create your own theme. So like, it's just a lot. If you want individual applications having different volumes, you can also do that here. Come here, press this, select the application that you want to have a separate volume for. For instance, I go into Google Chrome. So we go into Chrome. So yes, now we add Chrome to this part. So you can add whichever applications you want. It's YouTube, it's WhatsApp, all those applications, you can put them here so that individually you're able to control those applications volumes. All right. And another one, if you toggle this one also on, once you set your phone ringer to mute, all other volumes also go to mute. If you want that functionality, then you're able to kill two birds with one stone. When you turn your phone to silence, every other thing goes on silent. Meaning that if you want a room or you're at a meeting, you turn your phone all the way down to silent, there's no way music is just going to blare out of your speakers. Now, another thing we can do here is come all the way here to a voice changer. And here with this turned on, you can change your voice on the phone. Example, here on default, this is how I sound like. Hello, this is how I sound like. Then after this, we can always come select little girl. So this allows you to change your voice completely, a voice changer embedded inside. If you want to customize the voice, that's also allowed. You could always change the amount of echo, the echo ratio, stuff like that, and even the pitch. And with this, you could always be selecting these ones and tweaking them the way you want them. So basically, this and more are what you can do inside your voice assist. The next thing we're going to be looking at is maybe in your settings, whenever you are in your phone, you often use particular parts of your settings in settings. And then there are other parts of your settings you don't want on display. You could always come into Good Lock and go into RegiStar. Under RegiStar, you could always come to customize your settings home. And then menu order and group. That way, we have connectivity here. We have bad settings, all this here. If I don't want something like about phone to be in there, I can toggle it off. I could always come all the way down. Maybe I use display quite often. I can bring display all the way up next to connections. And once I'm done, I can hit on save. Now, when I come into my settings, I'm going to find connections and display on one side. Then if I scroll all the way down, about phone is not going to exist. So if you're looking for a way to change the settings that pertain to your settings, you could always come here. Another thing, if you want to be able to tap the back of your phone for an extra function to be done, you could always select this option still under RegiStar. That's back tap action. And once you toggle that on, you could always show if I double tap the back of my phone what I want it to do. For example, here we're going to select to take and share screenshot for double tap, and for triple tap, if we select recent application. So now when I'm with my phone and double tap the back of my phone, 1, 2, I'm going to get a screenshot and a pop-up asking me to share it to somebody. Then if I triple tap the back, 1, 2, 3, it's going to go into my recently opened applications. So that is how to set your phone up for other touch prompts. While at that again, so usually if I held the power button this way, it was going to bring up the AI assistant or Google Assistant. But now I can select the side key and here, and then select whichever function I want. For example, I want to use it for screenshots. I can select that, and when I hold it now, it's going to screenshot. If I want to use it for the back button, I can select that, and so when I press and hold it, it goes back. So you can assign the side key to something else. So the final one for this video is going to be if you want to change your keyboard and customize your keyboard to the next level. This is how to do it. The next level, you want to come into Keys Café. Now in Keys Café, you can customize your keyboard to the very bottom and while still finding a way to have fun. Okay, this is how you use it. Here in Keys Café, you'll be finding what your typing speed has been like today while using your phone. You could always tap on that, select a particular day, see how many words you typed and the speed that you used. That's just gimmick on that side. Or else you can come to keyboards, see several keyboard presets, select the one that you want and it becomes your keyboard, or you can go to My and build your own keyboard for yourself. For example, I can tap on this to select this, go into background and change the color of the background. If I want green, I can select green. If I want orange, whichever color I want, I can select that. Once I'm done selecting, I can go to effects and then look at effects that happen. For example, if I select this, when I tap on this, the background, as you see here, keyboard itself is where the effect happens. If I select on this and tap anywhere, it's on the keyboard, that background, that's where we see the effect. But if I don't want that, I can go onto the keyboard key itself and select the effect I want. When I tap on it, the effect is going to be on the keyboard itself, like you can see. Or if I don't like that, I want movement in the keys. When I tap on them, I can select different keys like pop-ups like this. And when I tap on it, it's going to pop up like that. Okay, you can change every single thing about it, change the sound, and it's not done. Once you're done, you can always come here, and then when you see this check mark, the check mark is indicating the particular group of keys that you're dealing with. And in this example, we can see that all the QWERTY side of the keys is where we're dealing with. So if you change the color, it's going to affect all of them except the text that is in there. So I'm just going to revert this to white. And then if you look critically, here we have border. If I select the border, I'm going to be dealing with a border that's invisible but now visible. And then at the top here, I can be selecting function for the function keys that you see around here. So whatever I change is going to be affecting those function keys over here. Depending on the ones you select, all the selections are going to be affecting them. If you want the numbers one, whatever you select here is going to be affecting the numbers ones. So you can customize them to the dot. It doesn't end there. You could always come to this side also where the swipe function, you get to change or use the style that you want. For example, here it's line, so that's what you're seeing. If you want heart favicons moving on the screen or icons moving on the screen, fine. If you want scars, you can select the scar and it's going to be moving on the screen. And the color of it, you can change the etc, thickness, every single thing, speed, all that can be changed. Transparency can be changed. If you're done with that, you could always save it. And once you saved it, you can use it as your main keyboard. All right, so that's going to be it for today's video. Kindly let's push the video to 100 likes. Let's give the video 100 likes, and this is going to push the algorithm to push the video forward. It's also going to help me feel appreciated and be able to create more content for you. Thank you all very much for watching, but please don't forget to hit the like, smash the subscribe button to come back for more. And in the next video, we're going to be looking at more good luck features that you can use. So on that note, peace out.